Hi, Mark here from the Tangent Bound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangent Bound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangent Bound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangentBoundNetwork.com and see if Tangent Bound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
The boys will let you know when there's a Spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's going on? This is Salty Language, episode 292.
Sexiest podcast on the network. Brian.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
No, not too bad. I looked at you and, because people listening can't tell this, but a lot of times when you go to do a sound drop, you look down. So
I was scritching.
Right. So you start talking and then you look down and so that's why I stopped, because I was expecting a sound drop there and, nothing.
There's something that recently happened on the internets that I don't want to not talk about because it was so entertaining to me.
Fair enough.
So I had to scritch it onto my notes.
Skitchin'. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, way call back there. Back to the old
sure.
Sega Genesis exclusive. I don't think that was ever released on the Super Nintendo.
I don't think so.
Because I'm pretty sure that I think different times we had trouble renting it because it was.
I think Nintendo would be like, oh, boo-hoo, we're too family-friendly to have guys on rollerblades hanging on the backs of cars.
Beating each other
with chains.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think they made Road Rash for Nintendo either. Yeah, so.
That was a straight-up Genesis thing.
Loser. Well, I guess that makes sense. That's why Mutant League Hockey and football and stuff were on Sega also. See?
Sega gave no fucks.
No. Well, Sega knew what was up. Plus, Sega had the Mortal Kombat with blood, not that ridiculous, you couldn't turn it off.
The black sweat.
The black sweat.
Enter in the blood code.
Ugh.
And then it was like red sweat.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yep. Plus in the NHL games for a while, remember when a guy would be laying on the ice with his leg pointing the wrong way and just blood would start pooling on the ice?
Yeah. Vast amounts of blood would pour out of him.
Yep. As it should
be.
be.
The good old days, Brian.
Plus the boxing games, because
a
couple of them had where you could cut the guy.
Yep.
Yeah. It was, yeah. It's funny because, at the time I was so caught up in Super Nintendo and all the good stuff it did have, but looking back, I'm kind of like, man, I don't know. I seem to have way more fond memories of Sega, of the Genesis. Also, it's weird that all of them have to do with injuries and blood, but whatever.
Hey, 16-bit injuries.
Mm-hmm. I know.
It's the shit.
Man, we played a lot of Skitchin' and Road Rash. A lot.
What? My lovely wife was like, I'm going to take care of the dog. Dog standing outside the door pawing at it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, at least
Come on in, stupid.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the studio, pal.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God, smashing the microphone.
I guess the way I did that, it almost sounded more like I was doing fellas, get your dollar bills ready.
Coming up to the stage.
Tony's dog? All right, things got weird.
Get your duck jerky ready. She loves some duck jerky.
The dog just gets up on stage and just starts doing circles and,
Yeah, like that dance when they're hopping on her back leg.
Yes.
Got a tutu on for some reason.
Do you know how many people would go and probably throw money and or dog treats?
Oh, for sure.
Oh my God, I'm surprised someone isn't doing this. Well, I guess it's kind of like a circus idea, so it is.
The secret would be like to train the dog, like any proper stripper.
Yeah.
To not pick up the stuff off the ground until the song's over.
Right. That's true. That's a good point. That would be the best part of it is like, even though somebody else may have something like this set up, it's like ours is more themed like a strip club.
Yes, exactly.
Low lights, cheesy music, a bad DJ,
Overpriced drinks.
Oh, for sure. Everything's
hulking
overpriced.
Security.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. I like this idea. Man, this may be one of our more brilliant ideas, Tony.
I agree completely.
The Tuesday afternoon ones have been spayed and neutered and such,
Mm-hmm.
That way they have the scars.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Or they're just the older dogs,
Yeah. Barely can dance anymore.
Right.
Got the little bit of mange.
That's weird. Now, do we still have the no touching rule?
Well, yeah, no petting.
Okay. Yeah, no petting. Anything
No
goes
petting.
in the champagne room though.
Well, yeah, for sure. It can't be champagne room though. It's gotta be
yeah.
I don't know, like the kibble room or something.
That's weird. There's gotta be something
It is
better.
weird.
Yeah. We'll work on it. Fair enough.
I got nothing right now. The Purina room?
We don't want to do that because then what if another place wants to sponsor us,
True.
Got to leave all that open.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever that back room is going to be called. No one's running a chuck wagon on anybody.
The gravy train even. A little moist and meaty back there.
Goddamn gravy train.
Oh, God. Disgusting.
And gross.
So welcome into another episode of Salty Language. I'm one of your hosts, Brian.
I am the other host, Tony.
And here we talk about current topics and other things that have been tickling your brains all week.
Like dogs as strippers.
It's dogs as strippers.
Definitely.
Yeah. We're definitely hitting you with the issues on everyone's mind. Well,
for sure.
Yeah.
I've checked the, Google Analytics. I see what people are searching for.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I look on, Reddit to see what people are looking for, and that's what we do the show based on.
Sir, is that a jar of peanut butter? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we're not that kind of club. Like people, instead of sending flowers to the strippers, they're bringing like chew toys and stuff.
Yeah, rope poles.
Yeah. Hey,
pig ears.
What are you doing with that?
So weird.
If I've told you once, I've told you 5 times, Pete. No petting. Get the hell out of here.
No, what we really need. Oh, I already got it. Never mind. So we need to come up with a name for the strip club. I'm pretty sure it should be just called Pounds.
Oh, man.
I mean, I could be wrong, but it seems like it just writes itself.
We could just call it bitches, too. The dirtier
That's true,
one.
but
The dirtier one is called bitches. How's that? That's the one that's over in,
true.
like, the hood, you know?
The hood.
Yeah. The one where, you know, you want to lay down, like, one of those toilet seat covers before a lap dance, you know?
Right.
Like one of those kind of strip clubs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And by that, I mean over your lap. You know, so the strippers
definitely.
aren't, yeah, okay. I'm just making
Yeah,
sure everyone
for sure.
understands. Yeah.
I want to like double wrap that in saran too.
Yeah. You just go in there wearing tarps as pants.
These are my tarp pants.
Yeah. On your way out, you just tear them off and shove them in the trash can.
It's like, you know, those disposable scrubs that you see in, like Outbreak and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You spray it with Lysol before you sit down, you know.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
indeed. Sure does.
Oddly enough, this won't be the last pet talk we have on the show.
Really?
Yeah. But we'll get to
You don't
that.
say.
But we'll get to that.
All right, fair enough.
So,
Well, that's intriguing.
how was your week, sir?
It was a good, it was a pretty good week, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
You know, pretty good week. Had to, well, of course, I mean, geez. Might as well do some business right now.
All right.
Little cross promotion.
Mm-hmm. I have some that
my
to
wife
do
and I
myself.
guested on The Crazy Life,
Sure did. Yep.
hosted by some guy. I don't know who he is.
The hottest episode ever.
Yeah.
Too hot
That was
for
fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was a good time.
Maybe a few too many F-bombs, but
Maybe. I'm sure there was
or
somebody
too little. I don't
somebody
know.
just covering their ears and screaming, you know. Like the language. Although, you know, did you listen to it?
I did not.
Okay.
Chronological, Brian.
Okay.
Chronological.
No, fair enough. Did you check the intro that I did for it? Cause I was like, I gotta put something in front of this because of the language in this one.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, so I was like, you know, hey everyone, just wanted to let you know this episode contains salty language and blah, blah. Cause
That's pretty funny.
It's a-
because salty
it
language.
did include salty language. Yeah.
It did.
Also salty language. You know, both ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Right.
Capitalized and uncapitalized.
Exactly. So, yeah. I just wanted to, you know, put a little disclaimer at the front just in case somebody happens to listen with the children's in the car that maybe this one's not one for them.
Right.
Or maybe it is.
Or maybe they want to teach your children some proper phrasing.
Yeah.
Hey, phrasing!
Exactly. Archer gets
Nice. I know, right?
it. So yeah, you can find that episode just by searching for The Crazy Life. It's episode 92. Well, I had to look because we just recorded the next one on Wednesday, so I'm, you know, I want to make sure I didn't get the numbering wrong.
So you're creeping up on 100 on that show, eh?
Show enough. Yeah. We're getting
Beautiful
close to the
thing.
2-year
Wait.
mark. Yeah.
What episode is this one? In this 292?
292. That show is on 93.
Oh, I was like,
So-
that's so weird.
Yeah. Remember, that's why I said I think that's why it feels like this show's taking longer to get to 300 because I keep going one ahead with The Crazy Life. Well, it's not
Right.
technically, it's actually, you know, behind, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. No.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So what else happened to you this week?
I saw one of the most depressing things in my life, really.
Did you say depressing or impressive?
Depressing.
Okay.
Actually, it happened a couple times.
I actually
I
thought you said oppressing at first. That's why I was like, what?
No, not oppressing, depressing. Now, and like I said, now that I think about it, I happened twice this week. I saw like horror shows happen,
Awesome.
I guess. But it was Tuesday was Donuts of Dad at my daughter's school.
Sure.
So, you know, in lieu of going to the gym and all that, I went and
It's just
Had
funny
a-
that you skipped the gym to go have donut. You know, it's
to go
just,
have a donut.
yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
it's like it's
But, you
bad
know, what do you
bad
think?
enough on most people's rank if you skip a day at the gym. But not only did you
Yeah.
skip the gym day, you also went to have donuts. So
Going to have a donut.
yeah,
Which I did. I enjoyed.
Sure.
A chocolate glaze.
Delicious.
For all y'all.
nice.
But, so, you know, go there, have a donut, have a shitty coffee, spend some time with my daughter,
right.
leave. On the way in, there was which had to be single dad guy standing out there. And he's just standing by the front door and he's got like roses in his hand and he's just waiting.
Okay.
right?
I was going to say, it's either a single dad or it's a guy just trying to pick up some other dad
Pedophile?
coming out of there. Well, yeah, or a pedophile.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be any of these things.
What made it depressing was he was still there when I left, standing there waiting with the flowers. And he had his phone in his hand, which I can only assume he's like, where's what's her name? Where's the daughter I'm waiting for?
Wow. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I was like, wow,
Man.
that is awfully shitty right
Yeah,
there.
it feels like he needs some sad Hulk music playing when he's standing there, you know? Poor guy.
All right. Poor guy is right. Which then I'll get to my next depressing moment because why not?
I don't know if
Let's get a depressing shit out of it.
World's topsy-turvy this week, Tony. You're bringing the depressing comments. What's going on here?
I guess.
All right.
So there's a place I delivered some stuff to, and it's a fucking house of horrors. It's like it's a behavioral care center for elderly people.
Okay.
Right? And you have to be like buzzed in and out.
Sure. Right, to make sure they're not escaping.
In.
Yeah, no one's making a
there's
jailbreak.
signs everywhere says elopement, dangers. And
yeah,
stuff like that.
Of course.
And it's like I said, it's seriously a house of horrors when you walk in there. There's people passed out here, people here, half naked old people wandering around.
Are you sure you're not talking about going to the Y?
No, because at least these guys are with it, I think. At the Y, at least.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, which one?
Okay.
All right.
But what really, was the icing on the cake, besides the fact I couldn't leave because the nurse that was taking me back to the office I needed to go just abandoned me.
Nice.
And I had to find another nurse to let me out.
Well, now you know how it feels to live there.
I know. But no, what got me is this old woman, and, she's very old, comes up to the nurse that was, trying to help me get to this woman I needed to see.
Uh-huh.
And she just is like, I got a potty! Like almost crying.
Wow.
It was so fucking disturbing and heartbreaking.
Wow, yeah, no doubt. Jeez.
Just like, why am I here?
Wow.
I want to go diving. You know that scene from the IT crowd when he just opens the window and just steps out?
Yeah, it's maybe my favorite scene from the whole show.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
no, I take that
basically
back.
what I want.
Yeah,
it's basically what I was feeling at that time.
I don't doubt it.
More so when I couldn't leave.
Jeez. Well, yeah, because, man, please tell, did someone come and help her to the restroom?
The woman
okay,
was just
good.
like, oh, your room's over here, and, blah, blah, blah.
Good.
But it was just the moment itself. It was like,
Well, I had to ask because
I'm not prepared.
I'm sure I wasn't the only one wondering, because
Well,
it's like, God, I'd hope so. This isn't like Shady Pines or something from the Golden Girls, But we'll get to that.
Fair enough. Yeah, it was just like, I was just like, I am not emotionally or mentally prepared for this right now.
Yeah, it is something, I just even going into like nursing homes and stuff, I remember my one grandma was in one after she had her stroke, and you'd go in there and it was, as much, I don't want to make light of it because, most of the people can't help their behaviors and stuff, and some of them. But it was similar to like if you watch The Simpsons whenever they go to visit Grandpa, and like the people crowd around like the little kids and different stuff. And it's heartbreaking because you can tell that they're just not getting attention from people, So, but yeah, like when I would go in there and stuff, like, there was a woman who used to follow me around, like when I'd go in there. And I mean, I was like, God, what was it? 20, somewhere around that range when that happened, right. I think. So,
young,
it's
tight, sexy.
Yeah, exactly. exactly. Just like now.
Boom.
Yeah. But I remember when I was a little kid though, cause, one of my other grandmas was in, when I was a little kid, my mom used to take me in there and all the people were just like, like, you baby, basically. So,
right.
But it's heartbreaking seeing that, just how it sucks when you see anybody in a position where you look around and you can just see essentially that we've just thrown away people,
That's exactly what it felt like. I'm like, wow, this is where they're rotting.
Yeah.
Here's your last stop on the train of life, y'all.
It's funny. Like,
That's not a good one.
People listening right now are probably like, what the hell is this? Are Brian and Tony having a tender moment? like, wait, they're not being assholes right now. Mostly.
Yeah. What happened?
Yeah. That is rough. And you know, the worst part is that a lot of people will avoid going to them because of that feeling, you know? Like, they'll go once, have that feeling, and be like, I don't want to go back in there, and then they won't go visit, like, their relative again, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Which is shitty.
Yeah. Shame on all of you. No.
Shame, shame, shame.
Oh.
Shame on you.
Wow. I was just thinking the Game of Thrones, you know? Shame. Boom.
Oh,
Shame.
yeah, that would be good too.
Yeah.
Ugh, man, that was awfully shit.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Definitely makes you appreciate
I always try
what
to
you
be
have.
cordial.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always try to be nice because we do a lot of, you know, at my work, we do a lot of stuff for nursing homes and shit.
Sure.
And first one I've ever been to, and I'm like, this whole place should just be raised.
Yeah, exactly.
Because generally they're nice.
Yeah.
And there's people sitting out, like if it's nice and warm out, there'll be a small army of blue hairs outside. And I'm like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
You know.
They're like, Norm. Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that was the first time I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was lovely, Brian. It was a great experience.
Sounds like it.
Except not.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. What you got some stuff? I got all kinds of crap. We can bounce back and forth. What do you got? What do we got going on here?
Is that your stuff for the week? And then the other's just stuff? Or
I got
for the week?
I got some more stuff from the week too.
Well, real quick before we get too much further, let's do a little more business. Which is, I was on the Beyond the 140 podcast on Tuesday as a co-host.
Nice.
With a lovely lady named Meegs and our former enthusiast guest Dell. And, we had a good, good, clean fun doing that. So, you know, go check out, bt140.com or, you know, just look up Beyond the 140 on, I think he's on all the normal podcast stuffs, but if not, you can find him at bt140.com. You can get the links and stuff there, I believe, or a way of contacting Dell, whatever you need. But speaking of Dell, I also want to point out that, jeez, all of a sudden I can't talk. If you go to, like, our pal Dell is raising money for March of Dimes. March of Babies. March of Babies. It's like an even more terrifying version of Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
They all have red eyes and they're just,
Oh God. Oh God. The babies.
So many babies. It's like the birds, you know, you just see the babies everywhere.
They come smashing through windows.
Yeah. Oh man. March of Babies.
God, there's so many babies out there. I can't even drive through them.
Wow. That's terrible and hilarious. See, there you go, folks. If you just stick with us, we'll get back to it in a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, take two on this. So he's raising money for the March of Dimes. This is his 10th year doing it, and he's trying to raise about $5K. So, there's a bunch of people who've put up, prizes, rewards, whatever you want to call them, over at imdelphilanthropy.wixsite.com/march-for-babies. So I wasn't too far off when I said March of Babies, but
I prefer to March of Babies.
Me too. If I had the funds, it would be a movie coming out really soon. I would just take a bunch of tropes from other horror movies and just piecemeal it together, you know? I bet we could have this thing done in like a week. Anyway, but yeah, there's a bunch of people that are doing like tweet reads, and some of them have like avatar drawings, or one guy I think is doing he'll draw one of your tweets. There's a whole bunch of stuff over there. We're offering tweet reads that, as we've done in a couple of the past episodes, where we'll read some of your tweets on the show, and it doesn't matter how filthy or lewd they are. All we would refuse is like no political ones or any hate speech.
So, speaking of charitable stuff,
mm-hmm.
Do you remember, Brian?
Yeah.
When I was talking about how amazing the Starbucks app is, and I can order my shit and walk in like a golden god.
Yes.
And just take it and leave.
Right.
Well,
versus before where you were just stealing Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. When I would just run in and like the hamburger.
Yeah, just whatever coffee was on the counter, you grab it and run out and hope it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I hope it wasn't diabetes coffee.
Right.
Which I had one today for some reason.
A diabetes coffee?
Yeah, we had a big, huge, dumb lunch, which was delicious, but I ate way too much food, and we went and got a coffee. And I'm like, give me a mocha. And Jeannie's like, what? Who are you? I'm like, I don't know. I feel like just having like dessert. I got a small, but it was so ridiculously sweet.
So as soon as you got home, it was, Dear Journal. No.
Dude, I probably will journal about it after this.
Yeah.
But I felt like death for a long time today.
Yeah.
I still feel like slight death.
That's fair.
Like tingly death. Anywho, back to the charitable thing.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself with my Starbucks app tipping way less than I used to when I'd pay cash.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Because it gives you the option, like, you order your thing, or they scan your phone, you get your shit and you leave, and then like a bubble pops up and it's like, would you like to leave a tip? Mm-hmm. And usually I just close the app.
Wow. Damn.
But
ice cold, son.
But when I pay cash, usually I've got like, 60, 70 cents left, and I hate change. Yeah. I throw it right in the tip jar.
Sure. But by doing it electronically, you don't have the change. Nope. Yeah.
I don't have the change, so I'm like, fuck
really
them,
interesting. That's really interesting, because really places like Starbucks want to move people. They want people to use that app because it probably keeps the line moving better, Oh
yeah. Because they don't have to make change. You just scan your phone, bloop, and you're done.
That's really interesting. I wonder, to the people listening, if you use the Starbucks app, do you find yourself doing the same thing as Cold Heartless Tony, or do you actually, try to, help some people out? No, in seriousness, like I'm curious if other people do that too, because I could see where you would.
Yeah.
It'd be different. Like what they should do is they should put would you like to round up for the tip or something, or would you like to leave a tip and then have one of the options be round to the dollar or whatever?
Yeah, and I would probably use it.
That's what I mean, because that might get people to do it. Probably. That's funny. Yeah. Now, out of curiosity, when you ordered, could you wait until you picked up the coffee before you leave the tip?
I'm pretty sure you order and it gives you the ability to leave it right then if you pre-order.
I was just wondering because, I mean, you could always hand cash if you had like throw a buck or something in there if you wanted to.
And I actually have done that before too.
I was just wondering because, what if you get there, they're a jerk or something, they get it wrong. It's like, damn it, I already left them. It's like when the pizza places, are like, do you want to leave a tip when you order it? And you're like, no, I'll wait till they get here. But honestly, I do most of the time. I leave it before they deliver it. Yeah. I could see where some people would be like, no, I'm going to wait, cause I want to make sure I'm getting, what I'm supposed to get or whatever.
Right. But, and it's one of those, even like when we go to an independent coffee shop, we'll swipe a credit card.
Yeah.
I'll still usually throw like a couple bucks if I have it in my wallet in their tip jar. It's just something about Starbucks. Unless I'm paying cash, I don't give a shit. Because if I pay a card, I'm like, meh,
Wow. All right.
I don't know what it is.
Wow.
But the app for sure. Because I was walking out this week and I'm like, I never used that tip button. And it all came flooding into my brain. Like, I don't know, a flood of information.
If I remember, I'll post this on Twitter and stuff and see if I can get us a number basically. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll put it up as a poll. That's what I'll do.
Nice. That's a good idea.
Or something like that.
Now we're thinking with Twitter.
Yeah. Way to go, team. Whatever. I have one other bit of business that I actually forgot about that I have written down here. Which is, as we talked about, I don't remember, I think it was last week, where we'd like to invite people to, if you'd like to send us something for our upcoming 300th episode.
For sure.
Criticizing Tony, praising us, whatever it is. If you want to shower us with lavish gifts, we can accept those as well. You could just throw money at us. We're okay with that too. Maybe dance. Probably not. But, whatever. No, seriously, if you want to send something to us, you can email us at saltylanguage@gmail.com. Do you have the voicemail handy?
Oh, shit. Sorry, I'm pulling up something else. For goodness. You can also you can send us a super sensual, sexy voicemail. It's
Right.
a lot of alliteration.
Now that's
there,
one thing
but-
I do ask is if you're going to
What?
call in for the 300th episode, is this is a big episode, so
It is.
we need this sensual messages,
Mhm.
only the tenderest of sweet nothings to be whispered to us.
Exactly. We need you to massage our ear balls. Hey, you. Call 415-857-2589. That's 415-85-SALTY.
Yeah. Almost
Traffic
sultry.
on the tens.
Almost sultry, but not quite.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. Oh. Shit. Never
So-
mind. I won't promote that anymore.
What? Something
Yeah.
else? All right. Okay, fair enough.
Negative.
Negative Ghost Rider. All right, gotcha.
Yeah.
But also, you can reach out to us on the other forms of social media or whatever. But if you're going to send a message, please send it to the email. If you're going to send, and the voicemail thing, you can do that. Or if you just want to email a voice message or whatever to us, that's fine too. So,
True.
boom.
I wouldn't mind maybe some video messages.
That'd be cool too. Yeah, sure.
I'll throw them together as a compilation and put them up on our YouTube, which is Salty Language Pod on the YouTube. So please subscribe. New videos coming up soon. A couple more of those Canadian snack videos.
Yeah. Let's
The
get
last one's Canadian Smarties.
Smarties. Yeah. Okay, Smarty. Go to. All right. So.
Go Smarty. It's your birthday.
Oh, I was doing Bust a Move though.
Oh. I'm just an asshole.
Yeah, well, obviously we just talked about the Starbucks thing. All right, that's all.
Super.
There is a piece of business we haven't mentioned in a couple weeks. I think we should throw out there too, and it has to do with an
What say
email
you?
address.
Oh, you know what? You're goddamn right.
Yeah.
It's probably because, I'm horrible
Yeah,
about fulfilling my end of the bargain.
that's
here.
the best part of it. That's why I like mentioning it each week.
It's true. Free podcast garbage at gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Send me an email and I'll log your address and probably just stand in your bushes and stare at you.
Yeah, and sometime within the next 400 years, you might get something.
Also that.
Yeah. We really got to get pictures of us and send them out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Just stupid headshots. All right. So, that's all the business I have. You have any more business?
No, that's about it.
All right.
Currently.
Then let's get back into the other stuff then. What you got?
What you got? One of my favorite things to see on the internet is when they put together a compilation of bad tattoos.
Yes.
I saw one in real life.
Oh, really?
It made me so happy.
All right.
I was at a weird gas station and the lovely woman working was probably, in her, I'm guessing her 40s, but maybe she just had a hard ass life
Fair
and she was
enough.
a little younger.
Sure.
But, way too many piercings for her age, it appeared. Old tits out for some reason.
Right. Nice.
And she had a tattoo that grazed the tops of her breasts.
Breastises. Gotcha.
Breastises. And it just said in nice script with quotes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mess, I must confess.
Wow. Okay.
I was like, wow, that's a terrible, and of course, I'm staring at her not too great tits on display
Right.
because I had to read the message
Right. For the story. Yeah, I get you.
for the story.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, I don't get it. I mean, I'm a fan of the tattoo. I like
Yep.
a good tattoo.
Is it
I
possible?
can never understand.
It's probably
What?
from some song or poem, I'm guessing. That's probably why there's
know what?
quotes, maybe? I don't know.
I never Googled it.
No, I have a question for you about this situation, which is,
What's up?
was the script at least good?
It wasn't bad. It didn't look
Okay.
like, it didn't look like her 5-year-old.
Yeah, well, because, that's not something that every tattoo artist can do well. Script writing is not the easiest thing to do. So
Well, I threw in, I'm a mess. Wait, why did it autocorrect to I a mess?
because it knows how you talk.
So apparently, Brian,
IMS. Yeah.
this lyric, according to the Google,
Mm-hmm.
if the quotes are correct on this woman's titty meat,
Right.
This lyric is from Brandy, Sitting Up in My Room.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. That's a good pick there.
Off the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack.
Perfect.
So I don't think that's where it comes from.
I don't know. It might.
I mean, it might.
I would never put that past somebody. I've seen a lot of quotes on people that are from songs or poems or whatever that you're just like, what the hell? You know?
Maybe she really loves Waiting to Exhale.
Maybe she does. Or maybe she's just a big Brandy fan. You don't know.
Like as in the booze.
No.
Because it looks like she's a boozer.
Well, she might be a fan of both. Maybe she's such a Brandy fan that she enjoys all the things Brandy.
And she has no idea that like Crevassier isn't sponsored by the musician.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Or is Crevassier cognac? I can't remember.
I just like hearing you say it like the ladies' man. That's all.
Right?
Oh man, I almost feel like we need like that sound clip to close our show each week. You know, well, I can see by the empty bottle of Crevassier. It's time to go. Oh man, I haven't watched that movie in a long time.
Right?
Yeah, that's a rough one though. You know what you do is if you go back and she's working, you got to ask her about it.
Like, yeah, I just have to ask you. Your tattoo's so interesting and well done.
Yes.
But where's that quote from?
Yeah.
I've seen that somewhere before.
Which will be great if she comes back with it's from Waiting to Exhale, you know?
Yeah. I would probably, there'd be like one tear would roll down my cheek.
Yeah.
Because I'd be withholding all the laughter.
Right. And then also you'd be having flashbacks of all your favorite scenes from Waiting to Exhale.
Well, yeah, of course.
I can only think of one scene from that movie. I can't even think of another one.
I've never even seen it.
There's a scene that's a GIF I use all the time, and it's Angela Bassett walking away after she just torched, I think, her ex's car or something like that. And she's walking away with like all sorts of sass. So
all the sass.
Yeah. And like I said, I use it all the time because, you know, it's like a burning bridges kind of thing, but also more of a, you know, like fuck you to the ex. So
1995's Waiting to Exhale, Brian.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah. I could have told you about when it came out because I remember we had it at Hollywood Video when I worked there. So starring Whitney Houston, Angela Bassett.
As Savannah Jackson.
Right. Angela Bassett.
As Bernadine Harris.
I can't remember who else.
I'm looking for other standout names. I know. Oh, Gregory Hines was in it. Mm-hmm. Oh, Leon. I don't know who that is. Okay. He's got one name.
Leon, duh.
Oh, Donald Faison was in it.
Right. Boy, that was a long time ago in his career.
I know, right?
So that was pre-Scrubs, if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty damn close.
Or close, yeah. Or early Scrubs, whichever. I mean, it's not like Scrubs was the first thing he was ever in, but, you know, he was in other things. But.
Man.
So there you go, folks. Everyone go watch Tony's favorite movie, Waiting to Exhale.
Fuck yeah.
Listen to that soundtrack. Get that Brandy deep cut. We
should probably do a salty language viewing of Waiting to Exhale.
You know, I really want to do for one of these charity things or whatever. I really want to put that up to where people can pick a movie pretty much, you know, for us to pick.
We kind of used to do that.
Yeah. But this time they have to put money up. That way, at least if we're going to have to watch something horrid, at least some good comes from it. Yeah. So, you know, I guess I could still add that to things.
It's not a terrible idea.
No. So, I don't know, maybe I'll do that.
Well, I mean, it's a terrible idea, but
awful.
But not for charity. I mean, the kids will love it. The March of Babies will love it.
March of Babies they'll be stronger because of it.
Fuck yes.
Those babies are weaponized.
Weaponized babies.
Well, the one time I was on, I don't remember, it was the after show or whatever for BT140. I made a comment about how my goal in life is to like weaponize everything. So yeah, there you go. Weaponize babies.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, what else we got here? You got anything?
You got some more shite?
Oh, I do.
I can keep rolling.
Keep rolling. What? And, cause I'm writing, so.
All right. Today I got my eyes
Scritching.
Scritching.
Yeah.
Had a nice eye doctor appointment today.
Hot.
Always a pleasure, by the way. Always a pleasure. Actually, I don't mind. My eye doctor's a really cool guy.
I've never minded because I've been going to the eye doctor since I was like a little children's, like 4 or 5, whatever. I've worn glasses my whole life pretty much, so I've never been one that the eye doctor's never bothered me. I mean, aside from, a little bit of vanity at this point that you're like, boy, I hope they don't go, boy, it's a good thing you came in. Your prescription's really changed,
You're like, oh, geez.
Yeah, I usually go like every 5 years and they're like, yeah, we had to tweak it a little bit and that's it. That's usually what I get. So
we've never had to prescribe these before. We've got some quadfocals for you.
Coke doesn't have enough bottles for your prescription. Oh, no, that would have been when I was a kid. I don't know if you remember how thick one of my lenses used to be.
Oh, yeah.
Like, remember
sure.
it used to tip my glasses because it was so much heavier than the other side. Thank God they come out with these super lightweight, space age materials that they're made out of now.
Space age polymers. NASA glasses.
Yeah, exactly. I can still see upside down.
Oh, nice.
To the NASA pen, you can write upside. Never mind. It's half Seinfeld joke and just half joke in general. So, anyway, moving on.
Anywho,
back to your hot eye doctor appointment.
But one thing that's never ever bothered me with the eye doctor is getting my eyes dilated.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Like I can get my eyes dilated and I just walk outside. I'm good.
Oh okay. Yeah. Well, in fairness, it's not like it used to be either. Like when we were younger and you get your eyes dilated, like. You'd get your eyes dilated sometimes. It would be like a few hours before you could fully see again and not look like you were E.T. or something.
Well, that's how Jeannie normally is because she's got very like light sensitive eyes. Mm-hmm. So when she gets her eyes dilated, it's like she walks around looking like, Marilyn Monroe for the rest of the day, basically.
Dead? Oh.
Banging Kennedy. Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. I don't know why, but that was something that I'm ringing a bell for. Moving on. But
so as I'm leaving, my eyes dilated, the lady at the front desk is like, do you have sunglasses in your car? And I went, no.
You told her you only wear them at night, right?
Damn, that would have been funny, actually.
Or been like, I wear my sunglasses everywhere because I'm Robert Downey Jr.
Because I'm a douche.
Yeah. Well, most of the actors wearing them now are probably wearing prescription glasses.
Right.
And they just wear them dark so you can't see how weird their eyes look because of the Coke bottles on their face.
Truth.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway. But, so I was like, nah, I'm like, I've never had a problem with my eyes being dilated, going outside and whatever. And she's like, well, are you driving? I'm like, well, yeah. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, let me just give you these just in case. And
nice.
She gave me some of the awful plastic and cardboard fucking glasses.
I don't know what you're talking about. Those are all, they're not as cool as the big plastic ones that are like,
I can respect the giant plastic ones.
Yeah, I love those. My grandma has those, like when she would go, cause she had to have shots in her eyes cause she had macular degeneration.
Oh my God.
Well,
horrifying.
That's the only way that they could treat it basically is you get a shot like directly into your eye. And, afterwards she'd have those big freaking glasses. They were great. I kind of wanted to just steal them at some point, I just want to wear them everywhere.
You should.
Yeah.
Be a good look. Well, I'm glad she gave me these little shitty plastic glasses because I walked outside, I hopped in the car, started driving up the road, and it was like, because the sun came out from behind the clouds. It looked like a vampire movie. And I was like, suddenly I'm like, I can't see shit.
Well, yeah, because your shutter can't close. Yeah, your shutter can't close on your eyes to filter it out. Yeah.
So Jeannie grabs the wheel. And
wait, Jeannie or Jesus?
It could have been Jesus. Okay. I couldn't see.
So let's go with Jesus. The story's better that way.
But the wheel was grabbed.
Yeah, by Jesus.
And I put on the awful plastic and cardboard things, which if you follow the Salty Language Snapchat, it's on there.
That was a great,
miss it.
Great look for you.
You like that?
Yeah, it should be your new Abby.
Yeah, for sure. I got, one of my Snapchat friends sent me a lovely thing that just said 1 out of 10 would not bang. I'm like, well, thanks.
Well, at least you got one.
Appreciate it.
I mean, you
It's
still
true.
got
I did
one.
get
Yeah.
I'm on the scoreboard.
Yeah, you're on the board, exactly. It's not how you start, Tony. It's how you finish, you know?
But it's the first time I've ever like been affected by the shit. And of course it happens when I'm driving.
Of course, yeah. Well, at least
Yeah.
Jeannie was with you, you know?
That's true.
At least
yeah.
you weren't by yourself to where it'd be like, I don't know
They're
what
not
I'm
like
gonna do.
normal sunglasses where I can flip them off my hand and slide them on my face. I
Yeah.
have to like maneuver them on my
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, I know. You'd
then-
think they would have something a little better, but I mean, really, you should have put them on before you walk outside, I guess. But man,
Well,
you know.
I'm clearly, like we said earlier, clearly an asshole.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But, but so now I got these things on my face and I don't have a big head. I don't have a Brian.
Right. Sure.
But the fucking things are so tiny that the little like pirate hooks that they make, the
Yeah.
ear thing,
Right.
are just digging into my ears.
Yeah, they'll do that. I used
But
to tear the edges of them off because they did that to me too.
But there was like nothing I could do about it, but
No.
just suffer.
Here's
Because
what
I'm
they need to
driving.
do. They need to make those glasses like the ones that Bret Hart used to slip on kids' heads when he came down to the ring.
Yes.
That way you just slip them right on. They got the elastic band
Even
to keep
the
them on your
purple
head.
foil.
Well, yeah, obviously. That way you look extra
Sick
cool.
as fuck.
It'll look cool with your multicolored pullover jacket and your fanny pack.
Goddamn right.
I can't remember the brand name of that. You remember those that everybody was wearing for a while? They just had like wild colors on them. They were just like a half zip up. No? All right. Never mind.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't
Yeah.
remember the name of them.
It was like surf something or surfwear. I forgot what it said on the chest.
Surfwear might be accurate.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
But so, you know, we're driving because,
And driving.
well, you know, our appointment was like at 10:30. We didn't get out there until almost 1 for
Yeah.
some reason.
Right. Well, you
So
had to
we're-
wait for a happy ending, so.
Of course.
The best part was your eyes were dilated, and so things looked really odd. Like, wow, he's really into this. But like, no, I just got dilated. She's like, so am I. You're like, whoa,
Hey,
easy.
But our goal was, let's go get some lunch. We're going to go to one of our favorite little bars, Swig.
Which is an
'Cause
awesome place.
It's dark in there,
Oh yeah, good call. Yeah,
you know, and we could sit at the bar for backs to the windows like savages
sure.
and enjoy some food and have a beer.
Right.
Dude, walked into Swig, packed, no
Oh.
seating.
Wow.
Like we had to wait for a table.
Just on a Friday
And of course-
afternoon? Wow.
Yeah. And,
Alright.
and of course, they sit us out in the patio where it's bright.
Well, you know what you should have done is you should have walked around with the glasses on and been like, can any of you, like, I can't see if I sit out there. Just played it up like they were, you know, refusing to seat you because of your handicap.
That would be awesome.
Such an asshole move. Yeah.
But I took them off, left them in the car because one, I'm like, they're going to be like, oh, look, it's special boys day out. He gets to go to the bar today.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you should have.
Maybe.
Maybe you got some seating, you know?
But so as the waitress is finally seating us and she's asking us what we want to drink.
Yeah.
The way she was staring at me, because my eyes were like, she probably thought I was on like meth or something.
Yeah.
I'm ready to start stabbing everybody in the neck.
Yeah, because your eyes are hella dilated. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I have fairly dark eyes already anyway.
Right.
So I look like a complete lunatic.
That's so great. Yeah. You basically look like a Funko Pop, you know, they just have the black eyes.
Yeah, basically. I'm sure that's what I looked like.
Yeah.
And actually, because I pulled my phone up to see myself, and I was like, oh my God.
That's great.
No
Yeah.
wonder she's staring at me.
Right. Also because she's, you know, you've skipped on a tip for her at Starbucks a few times, but you know,
Yeah,
whatever.
maybe.
Yeah.
Possible.
It's like this asshole. Like, you
But,
guys
you know,
can
it
sit
ended up-
outside. Tee.
Ended up being a lovely meal, though, which
Yeah.
always is. Actually, Jeannie won the meal. You know what's better than a Cuban sandwich, Brian, in my humble opinion.
Free Cuban sandwich.
Well, no, if only. Is a Reuben. Like, I love a Reuben.
No, see, I don't like the, what do you call it? The kraut. So
Kraut? Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough. I guess if you don't like that, do you
the
want to
rest
make a
of the
sandwich?
sandwich I would eat the hell out of. I can't eat the kraut. Yeah.
Well, their special they were having that day was a Cuban Reuben. So
Really?
it was like the pork from the Cuban and the pastrami and the kraut and the pickle. It was delicious. It was genius. I took a bite. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's fair because
it was amazing.
I've had their Cuban. Their Cuban was pretty tasty. So yeah.
But yeah, so then, and like I was saying when we were, fucking around earlier, for some reason I opted to get myself a sweet coffee drink, and I thought I was going to die because I was like, I want dessert. And I don't know. It's a weird day.
You chose poorly.
I mean, I didn't work today because we were supposed to go into Detroit for the Bourbon Fest today.
Yeah.
But we ended up not getting tickets, which is fine because, I mean, in the long run, it's probably better for us to stay in town and not spend the money.
Right. But at the same time, you're like, oh, that bourbon.
Dude, especially after a thing I just saw on the face pages right before we started recording.
From our pal Dev?
Our pal Dev. Well, it was actually from, I guess not quite friend of the show because she's only talked to, me out of the show.
Okay.
So, acquaintance of the show, Stephanie from Shot of History.
Okay. Yeah.
She was on Facebook Live briefly of Dev for some reason getting slapped in the face really hard.
For what purpose?
I have no idea. Well, apparently he's drunk, so I'm assuming something, happened. Maybe he turned into a Tony. Maybe he was like, what Tony did last week in Cincinnati or 2 weeks ago in Cincinnati? That looked amazing. I'm going to do the same.
Kids, don't be like Tony.
Don't be like Tony.
Oh my God, we need a picture of your head on a raccoon with the little black, mask, and we could just put "Don't be a Tony."
This is very true. You should write that down. Or I'm sorry, scratch it.
The old trash panda.
But so I don't know. He got the shit slapped out of him, and then the guy who slapped him immediately hugged him afterwards.
Wait, a guy slapped him?
A guy slapped. It wasn't her slapping.
What kind of guy slaps a man? That's weird.
He must have deserved it, unless they went out and dueled afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you're going to slap another guy, you got to do it with a glove, as proper gentlemen do. And then
it was an open hand across the face.
The only man that I'd accept slapping Dev would be Travis, because
right.
It's just the way their relationship works.
You know what they should have done? Chest chop.
Oh,
Woo!
You're right. Smack.
It doesn't matter, baby. What? I zoned out for a second there.
The guy who was the singer for the Swellers, Nick Diener, he posted on his Instagram from years ago, I guess when people in his group turned 21 because they're all wrestling fans, that basically you do, I think it was a shot of something, and then somebody would give you a chest chop. As hard as they can, just chop your chest. And he posted a video of it, and it was a brutal chest chop.
that is, in theory, we're all supposed to dress up as wrestlers for Detroit Beer Fest.
I don't think I want to go around chopping people in the chest. There's better things to do to chests than chopping them.
I just meant each other.
Oh, yeah.
Unless I'm sure someone would step up because people are assholes.
Oh, for sure. Somebody would.
That almost makes me want to go as bearded Ric Flair because I'm not shaving my beard.
That would be weird. Bearded Ric Flair. What you should do is just get a wig and chop some pieces off of it and tape it to the top of your head and go as Arn Anderson instead. Because remember, he always had that stupid comb over, basically. I just think it'd be great anyway, just have this giant bald spot. He's these couple pieces of hair.
Like Homer's lines.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Good times. Oh, yeah. The worst ones aren't even Ric Flair's. The worst ones that I've ever seen, it's not really a chop as much as it's a slap, but it's when Big Show hits somebody, just open palm, just whop right in the middle of their chest.
Right.
And I heard Bradshaw talk about it one time because they asked him what it's like to catch one of those. And he's like, it's like getting hit in the chest with a frying pan.
Well, I imagine he's got some big paws.
Right? Every time he hits, because he looks around the crowd first and he's like, shh, to the crowd gets quiet and then you just hear this smack. Because, when you hit with your open hand, it makes a lot of noise. But also because he's swinging like a tree branch at him. In his arm.
Naturally.
I told my nephew one time, I was like, aside from the pain part of it, I'd almost love to take one of those one time just to see what it feels like. Because I'll bet it really knocks the wind out of you.
Oh, I'm sure it hurts like a motherfucker.
Yeah, even guys that are pro athlete level, I'm sure when they take those, they're kind of like, whoo, for a minute.
It's, you know, I mean,
Because it's mind-boggling to you, yeah.
for sure mind-boggling.
Macho Man knows. Well, he might. He was in WCW back when the Giant first showed up.
Yeah.
He might know what it's like to take one of those. Well,
It's true.
would have known, I should say.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was better or worse than hitting the tree. Anyway, moving on.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't think he'd be that enthusiastic about it. What a
You
gamer.
wouldn't think so.
He's a hockey
You wouldn't
player.
think so.
Yeah, he's a hockey player. Can't keep him down. Oh, boy. All right. So I don't even know how we got this far.
I don't know.
I don't either.
It's a pretty standard Celtic language
Yeah.
show. We're just stumbling
Right.
and bumbling.
What
and
what
Jesus
video,
took the
Tony?
wheel and-
Yeah. What video, Tony?
yeah, exactly.
Oof. So, yeah, do you have more from your adventures in Eye Doctor / Lunchy?
No, that's I mean that's about
What?
it, Brian.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't, stepping all over as I
No,
do.
please step all over.
No, I just got stuff. I was at the grocery store tonight because I had to go get some medicine. And
Right.
while I'm in there, I was grabbing a couple other things. I turn up the aisle to go to the front of the store where like the toilet paper and paper towels and stuff are. And I see this woman like half run, like she's doing like the 40 meters or whatever, just, yeah, just boom. Like it's like Chariots of Fire going, no. So she almost runs down the aisle though, runs up to the toilet paper, just grabs random one and just runs back. And I'm sitting there going, wow, and I actually tweeted out that I love seeing the frequency or the urgency at which people pick out toilet paper. Because
you know what would have been perfect for right there, Brian?
What?
Hulk Hogan big boot.
You're right. She turns around, boom.
Just gadoo straight in the
Oh,
chin.
jeez. Or an RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But, and most likely what happened is she probably had her cart in line, probably was like, oh, I forgot the swipe, and immediately runs back, grabs it and runs back up front. But in my head, she's fighting to make sure she doesn't have,
Exactly.
a butt tornado with no toilet paper,
There's a train leaving the station.
At least a train. Might be a whole fleet of things.
yeah. Whole fleet.
Yeah. But
Oh, it's Fleet Week.
yeah, like I said, the urgency on her face and, body language was, very hurried. And it's not the first time I've seen that. I've seen other people do that too. And I always wonder,
Right.
I don't want to get close enough to ask though, splatter zone and all.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
There is a circle of destruction.
Right. Unless I had a poncho on, then it's fine. Then it's like going to SeaWorld or something,
Still, I don't know. I mean,
Oh, all right.
how attached are you to poncho? Because it's going right in the garbage.
It's
and
just
done.
it's just one of those shitty clear ones that you get at like baseball games and stuff,
I get rather attached. to those,
I forgot how much you enjoy ponchos. Sorry, Tony. Most people
I like
don't.
to steam. I like to steam my nethers in.
That's the weirdest part is when you put the poncho on, you forget you still need to wear clothes underneath because they're see-through. You're sitting there totally nude.
Emperor's new poncho.
Yeah.
Am I right?
All man spread it out.
For sure.
Like, dude, really? Like, come on.
Jesus, good Lord, your left testy is in my Bud Light.
Like, it didn't alter the flavor.
Yeah, it's probably made it better.
May have, depending on what kind of soap, if you use soap that day, Nah, probably not.
Soap.
No.
Totes overrated.
No, well, you're going to sit outside in a baseball game. That's airing out for like 4 hours. What do you need a shower for?
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. Waste. So yeah, it cracked me up just like I was standing in the aisle just laughing as this woman just bolt, cause like I said, I almost like people like that. You almost kind of want to know the story. Cause I want to know if it was that she just left her cart, and ran back to grab that real quick. Or if it was that she was seriously like getting to the front and just like stiff arming people.
I would sure hope.
She just throws money at
the
cashier.
$5 bill bounces off his chest.
Yeah.
That's not enough, ma'am. Doesn't matter.
She just Tom Rathman from the old or Bo Jackson from Tecmo Bowls right through there,
Right.
Just oh god.
It's a full-on Dumb and Dumber emergency happening.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a trip to the store that didn't include Rage. So that's always fun.
That's a bonus, isn't it? When that happens sometimes?
There was a guy in front of me in line, like, you know, because it's supposed to be, like, pretty cold here tonight, you know.
Yeah, horseshit.
And he was like, he looked at me and he's like, do you have any plumbing on your outside walls of your house? And I was just like, what? You know, at first I'm like, what the hell are you at? And then he's like, oh,
just my sick chin-up bar, Bill.
Yeah. He's like, it's supposed to be really cold. You know, he's like, make sure you open your cupboards or let the water drip or whatever. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, I know that. And he goes, look at me. He's like, you look old enough to know, you know, that. And I was just like, in my head, I'm going, you know, he's right. I am old enough to know that, but that's not something you're really taught anywhere. You know, unless someone like your dad or someone you know with a house teaches you that lesson. You know, it's not something you learn in school generally, you know. So, but I was kind of like, I was like, you know, I wonder in his head, what's the age cutoff for what is young enough to not know versus what's old enough to know that. Cause I mean, obviously I don't look a day over like 19, so I don't know what his, you know, yeah, bullshit.
Still, young, tight, and sexy.
Yeah, young, tight.
Already established this.
Tight and loose. Yeah. Damn buddy cop show.
Right.
We just switch who's tight and who's loose each week.
Depends on who's wearing the ascot.
Right. It's basically like the, good cop, bad cop. But anyway, you know.
Each week one of us has a mustache, other one doesn't.
Right. Like, oh, I can tell who's going to be the loose one this week.
See.
Nice. Yeah, it was really interesting though. But I was like, you know, I do know because my parents taught me, you know, a long time ago. Cause at the house we had to leave, the cabinets open to make sure that, you know, it stayed warm underneath. So.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it's probably the age of people just knowing general skills like that.
Yeah.
As a whole is probably coming to an end.
You know, you are not lying, and here comes an old man rant. I've been in a few groups online and stuff where people are talking about their kids, and they'll be talking about doing laundry or whatever, and they have kids that are like teenagers, and they're still doing the laundry for the teenagers. So I was like, I was doing my laundry at like, I don't know.
Not in this house, motherfucker.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, 9, 10. I was using the, you know, and my mom taught me, you know, the appropriate amount. And now you even have like those stupid little, like those pods you can just wing one into the washer. You don't even have to measure anything, you know? But even still, it's like they have a fill line on those caps. You fill it to that line, dump it in, throw your clothes, you know, turn the thing on, you know, you're ready to go. And,
you know, my kids are.
Yeah.
They've been doing their own laundry for probably about a year, maybe 2 years now.
It's just so weird to me how people aren't teaching kids stuff like, or they don't make their kids fold their own clothes. Like, they're just going to mess it all up. And it's like, look, I understand if you have, like, if you legitimately have like OCD or something, I totally get it, you know, or if you have some sort of a mental situation where you need to have that control. Hey, that's your business. But it's just like most of the time, I think it just comes down to people. You know how it is like at work or something, like instead of telling someone else to do something, you just do it yourself. Cause you're like, if they do it, they'll do it all wrong. I'll just do it myself.
Oh yes. I've actually gotten to the point now that I just don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Cause I get so fed up. I'm like, I'm sick of wiping everyone's ass. But for a while I was that guy.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, fuck them.
Yeah, exactly.
Let the customer call. You know?
Exactly. And really, though, that's how you should be because you're taking more on yourself. There's a lot of reasons mentally that's not a good situation. That's wrestling control. That's like a refusal to give up control generally, you know. So, anyways, you can learn more about that over on The Crazy Life if you listen.
Plug.
I think we actually talked about this various times because, you know, it's fun to talk about. Anyway, you know, but it's just weird to me how, like I said, people just aren't teaching. A lot of people are just not teaching their kids just normal stuff. You know, I learned how to do basic cooking stuff as a little kid. And it wasn't like nobody was home. I had to cook for, like, your situation was different. There were times where you were home younger by yourself or it was you and your sister, you know?
Yep.
So one or both of you needed to learn to cook, you know, even if it's basic, you know, macaroni and cheese, that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And I know some people with kids that are, again, they're 12, 13 years old, don't know how to use a stove.
Well, let me tell you what we're doing. And I mean, granted, our kids, we've had them in the kitchen since they were,
Yeah, right.
Since they were small and annoying. Now they're large and annoying.
Right. But in fairness, your kids eat a whole lot more stuff than most kids will eat.
That's true. I mean,
Because of
Leah's
that.
always fascinated when or they do like a quiz on some shit and people are like, she'll come home over dinner and she'll be like, guys, they didn't know what, like, I'm trying to think of some random vegetable that most people, they didn't know what asparagus was or
Yeah.
something,
Well,
that
yeah.
blows her mind.
Yep.
But no, what we started doing is, we started doing the Hello Fresh
Yeah.
type thing. Whatever the fuck it's called, It's like Blue Apron when they send you food.
Right.
Yeah. But so we're getting a couple meals, every once in a while. But
Sure.
what we're doing is we're going to let the kids pick out the meals because we're going to get 3.
Mhm.
So each one gets to pick one, then we pick one.
Okay, that's
And
fair, sure.
they make that meal.
That's awesome. That is,
You know?
by the way, anyone listening, that's a great idea. That's also, as they say in the commercials you'll hear on like half the podcasts you listen to, not this one, but that's also a really good idea for a date. Because you're doing something
sure.
together and you can have fun with it. And yeah, unless you're a total control freak, then again, maybe not. You're not coding it like the card says. Like Tony.
I mean, if you don't know how to cook, it's a good option.
It is.
And like I said, my kids they're good in the kitchen. They can follow directions. And I mean,
I've seen
like
pictures
Leah
of
needs
stuff
help
your
shopping.
kids have made. And
Yeah.
the food, it's not like the food looks like you would think food from a kid looks like.
Right.
I mean, it's not like MasterChef Junior or something, but it's, it certainly looks like dinner. It doesn't look like, what the hell is that?
But I mean, it's like if you can, like once a month afford to order something like that and you're worried about your kids learning how to cook, fucking do that.
Right. Well, really
Why
though,
not?
you don't even have to order something like that if you wanted to do
No,
that
you really
idea.
don't.
You could just print a recipe out, go buy what they need and be like, here's the stuff.
This is true. I think our kids are more like, oh, cool, because they get to pick out the meal.
No, I'm with you. I'm just,
Yeah. But no,
if
you're
money's the
exactly
issue.
right. You
Yeah.
could just go buy the ingredients. Well, hell, even before we were doing this, like Leah would be like, I want to make dinner some night. And, and she's 12.
Yeah.
So I go, what do you want to make? She wanted to make soup. So we went and bought all the shit
And
and
soup's super
walked her
easy to
through
make.
it. And,
Yeah.
I'm like, if you need my help, I'm in the living room.
Right.
I'm not going to watch over you because I know you can do this stuff.
Mhm.
But if you need me,
Well,
I'm here.
plus you have the nanny cam in there. So,
Well,
No.
true. All the nanny cams.
Yeah.
I got to figure out which one. I'm like, no, I was like, shower, toilet, front porch,
bedroom.
kitchen. There it is.
Yeah. Bedroom 1, bedroom 2. And by that, I don't
Yeah.
mean each bedroom. I just mean bedroom camera
Multiple
number
angles.
1. Yeah, exactly. Multiple angles.
How am I going to do a 6 camera shoot? Come on now.
Exactly.
Jeez, Brian. What am I?
I'm
savage?
totally with you though. That's a great idea because like I said, I learned a lot of like really basic cooking stuff, like spaghetti and macaroni and most of it was just assembling stuff out of packages at the time, but still you learn about, heat on the stove for length of time and, overcooking pasta, you learn all those kind of little things. And, now most of the time I'll look at a recipe and be like, all right,
Got it. Yep.
yeah, and I'll at least try it. I've tried a lot of stuff over the last few years.
Well, I mean, shit, I've talked to people that are, not quite our age, younger than us, but adults that have no idea at all
Well,
what to do with food. And then they just eat out or get fast food.
Which bugs
And
me
that's not a good thing
a
either.
lot because a lot of those, and I don't know why, but I have to point out to so many freaking people when they can't come up with the answer to something and they'll just start asking others. And I'm like, you do understand you have all of the answers ever right in your pocket. You've been staring at it all damn day on Facebook. Why are you not using that to look up how to cook this or that? Like,
exactly.
how do these two things not link? Like me, if I go, I don't know how to do that. The first thing I do is jump on Google and find out how to do something.
Yep. Exactly.
You've talked about it on here about fixing your car and stuff in the house where you've jumped on and found a how-to, I've watched cooking videos for something I didn't quite understand so I can watch like a chopping technique or, whatever. Like that's how I learned to, different ways of holding your knife between good eats and then watching YouTube videos. That just holding your knife one way or holding it with your finger over the top really does not give you the stability you think it does, that kind of stuff. So, it's like, I just don't understand. Like, I guess maybe it's because when I was a little kid and I didn't know something, I was always told, look it up. You know,
Right.
go get a dictionary, get an encyclopedia, whatever, you know, cause kids, we didn't have the internet then. And Al Gore hadn't given it to us yet. And,
It's true.
you know, now it's just like, I can't imagine living without Google now.
Well, you know what kicked off this conversation
Yeah.
was us talking about how that the age of people knowing general skills is going to come to an end.
Yeah.
Where you're right. With Google at everyone's fingertips and basically everyone's pocket,
Yeah.
there's no excuse.
That's what I'm getting at. Like, even advanced level stuff.
Yeah.
There's probably a video on YouTube or somewhere for it. Maybe not a video even. There's probably a here's how to do this, you know? It's like,
Right.
like I've talked on here and stuff before about like art school, how realistically everything you learn in art school, you can get on your own for way, way, way less money. But
Right.
you've got to have the drive to do it. Because if you just look for coursework, you can find what is taught in some of these programs and then just, here's a book on it. Here's a YouTube video or even buy classes. There's a lot of places they have like $30 or $60 for the video and it teaches you how to, you know, do this or this, you know, it's
Right.
like there's so much at our fingertips and it blows my mind. Like I said, just how some people have no idea how to do just basic stuff. And again, a lot of it with me was more just the frustration over people not teaching their kids, like how to fold their laundry.
Yeah. There is basic human skills that you should give your children.
Well, not to mention, who likes folding laundry? And as soon as those kids can fold laundry, they'd be folding almost all of the laundry.
Yes.
You know, I'd be
exactly.
like, this is all you.
Well, what we used to do is, you know, we would do all the laundry.
Mm.
And then it got like when Logan got old enough, we're like, well, you're in charge of all the hang-ups and matching all the socks.
Okay, sure.
You know?
Mm.
But then it got to the point where it was like, there's so much laundry in the house
Yeah.
that I'm like, here's what's going to happen. I'm doing our laundry
Yeah,
and I'm going to take the hang-ups and socks away from you.
right.
Because I get sick of asking you for socks because he's too busy.
No socks for you.
Basically, because I'd be like knocking on his door, be like, Logan, I need work socks, you know?
Yeah. Come back
It's
later.
got
We're
annoying.
busy. Do you have
so
your
I took
ticket?
it-
Yeah.
Yeah, ticket. You know, you see you got number match.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got sick of asking for shit, and
Yeah.
he was actually offended that I was taking it away from him.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like,
See?
it's not. I'm like, it's nothing against your work ethic. I'm like, it's just because one, you're busy and you don't always get to the stuff when I need you to get to it.
Right.
So I'm taking it back in lieu. Now you're doing all your own laundry.
Right. And that was the thing with me.
You know?
Like my mom used to have me do my own laundry and, you know, like as soon as I learned to do it, I've been doing my laundry. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, there's been times where, excuse me, like I'm living here with her now, you know, like if she doesn't have a full load of clothes or something, she'll throw in something like my towels for the bathroom or, you know, like little stuff just to top off, you know, a thing.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But other than that, it's like I do my laundry all the time and I have since I was a kid. And,
Right.
you know, I folded it. I used to, you know, she never really had me fold their stuff, but, you know, I used to empty the dryer if their stuff was in it. I'd, you know, shake jeans and shirts out so that they don't get wrinkled, you know, stuff like that. And then, you know, at least set them out or hang, you know, like some of the shirts my dad would wear, you know, I'd just go ahead and put it on a hanger and hang it so that it would, you know, again, not get all wrinkled up on him. And it was like, I just did that stuff, you know, because I was taught you do that stuff. That's just, you know, nice.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Anyway, old man ran over.
Yeah, let's get off our old man rant. We've been doing this for a while.
I know. I'm still shaking my fist
God
at
damn,
you
it's
kids.
cathartic sometimes.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking, you know, you talk about something for YouTube. Our old man rants actually wouldn't be a terrible idea to maybe start cutting and putting on YouTube for our stuff. Or just occasionally we could just do old man rants for YouTube.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Because, you know, then we need some like wigs though. You know, some like old man wigs or beards, you know.
Maybe a walker.
Yeah. Something to make us look like Gandalf, you know.
Well, just, you know, I'll keep working on it, Brian.
Yeah. I was meaning luxurious hair as well, though.
Okay.
You know, we got to have something like that so we look
I thought you meant baller ass pipe.
Well, that too. I was going to say so, and I was actually going to get to that. I was going to say so we look old and wise, then I was going to say, you know, but we need pipes too. So way ahead of me on that one. Way ahead. But anyway, yeah, you're right.
So it's old and regal like pipes.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Rant over.
All right. You got more stuffs?
Not really stuffs from the week.
No, that's fine. I'm past
or stuff in general. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't have many news stories pulled up like I usually do.
Oh, well, whatever you have, if you have anything. If not, I have a few things. We can just keep going here.
Here's what I got.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice.
Unless you, because I know we're not ready to get into QW territory yet.
Not even close yet. No,
Yeah.
Before too long, but not yet. Let's see, what else did I have here? So, real quick, even though we've already touched on wrestling for the week, the Hardys contract is up with TNA. And, the big rumor is that WWE is going to sign them.
Scoop them up.
Yeah, which would be brilliant by WWE as long as they're going to let them, do their thing a little bit. I was talking with Fluffy Bunny Ash last night and she mentioned, or was it the night before or whatever, and she mentioned that there's a potential, hang up in that, TNA is saying that they own the broken Matt Hardy character. And of course, Matt Hardy says he owns it. And she pointed out a really great point, which was TNA never had any merchandise through their own store for broken Matt Hardy. You had to go to whatever his website is to get all of the merchandise. So it's going to be tough for them to claim that it was their property when all the sales for merchandise went through his site.
That is interesting.
Yeah. I think what they're hoping is that they'll be able to make claims to it and that WWE will have to give them a big check to buy it.
Right.
That's what I'm guessing, is that they're hoping for something along those lines. And don't get me wrong, Vince McMahon would probably love to own the rights to the broken Matt Hardy brand, but I'm sure that won't be in the contract,
right.
Because that'd be stupid for Matt at this point. He could take that and go to indie places and still work the broken Matt Hardy brand and it'll draw like crazy. So it'd be really dumb for him to give up that. I'm sure he doesn't need the money from WWE. But
right. No, I'm sure he's fine.
Right.
Unless, you never know though. They might be like, look at all these riches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure WWE is going to have to give them a pretty nice paycheck to get him in there, because he's at the prime. He is at the prime of his financial situation. Jeff has been worth more in the past. I think Jeff's value going forward is on the decline. Matt right now is probably as hot as he's ever been. So
right.
But obviously they're going to want both of them. So.
I would certainly think so.
Yeah,
And Vanguard won.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if they'll be able to get Vanguard 1. That actually may be a TNA thing, but I'm sure they can come up with something else.
Yeah, it'll be like Vanguard 2.
Right. Yeah, Vanguard 2. It would be funny though, knowing Vince McMahon, they'll want to name it something that's taking a stab at TNA or something,
Yeah, probably. Like total nonstop drone in or something.
Yeah. I think they dropped that from their title. I think they finally got rid of the TNA part of their name. And I think it's just Impact Wrestling now, which is something they should have done years ago.
I always thought it was just tits and ass.
No. I think obviously that's why they picked it, but it's
sorely disappointed.
Total nonstop action. That's what it stands for.
More seductive than sex.
No, it certainly wasn't.
Oh, my bad.
Not until the broken, Matt Hardy thing. So yeah, anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting to see, because WrestleMania is just over a month away. Be interesting, since their contract's completely up with TNA. Be interesting to see if they can get him signed and maybe have him be part of WrestleMania.
Oh, right.
Because
that would make sense. Be a good place to say, hey, look who we got back, bitches.
Exactly. Can you imagine, during a match or whatever, Matt Hardy comes out and just starts, that whole place will be delete, because wrestling crowds now just want something to chant, Oh, I'm not kidding. As soon as they can find something to chant, they chant it,
Hitler would have loved them.
Nice. There's been matches I've seen where they're chanting, "This is awesome," before the guys even lock up. And it's like, nothing's happened. Why is this awesome that these two guys are in a ring together?
Because they're there, dinks. I guess?
Yeah, because they're stupid.
Because they're pumping gases into the stadium?
every time somebody wins a championship, they're like, you deserve it. And it's like, yeah, obviously that's what WWE thought, or they wouldn't have put the strap on them, you know?
So the wrestling crowds have verbal memes.
Yes. And they're annoying as hell a lot of the time now. They still do the yes or the what thing when people talk. You know? That's
going back more than a few years now.
And they do the Daniel Bryant where he would, point in the air and go, yes, yes, like that. Like the crowd does that all the time too. And yeah. I mean, group of idiots, they like to do the same thing as the person next to them. That's why line dancing was what it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
I just want to thank each and every one of y'all. Still real to me, damn it. Love that guy.
Yeah, me too.
Wrestling fan.
So
take it easy, man. That's my favorite part of the video.
Yeah. Take it easy, man.
Take it easy, man.
I told you that I had watched all of Seinfeld, and I said, up next is Golden Girls. And I started season 6 of Golden